Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom. Greetings to all of my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you're of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahusha HaMashiach. I welcome you this morning. Sorry, family, I was a bit slow this morning getting out of bed. Not only did I have a VA appointment yesterday, had to get a couple immunization shots. But then I had to drive about 4 hours round trip. And didn't get back last night until around 11:30. On top of doing some other things for family, school, QTUA. It's Wednesday and I'm beat. And I had to laugh because I'm like, no, I got my Tdap. Those the tetanus booster. That is something I recommend. If you're traveling overseas or plan to travel, yes, please do that. That has really nasty, devastating effects depending on what you may catch. Do not get it twisted. Brother Karras is not anti, shots. I'm anti lollipop that has that mRNA stuff in there. So best believe when I said, "Yeah, I know I need that." Does that have that new technology in it? The doctor said, "No, it's the old tech. It's the old stuff." I said, "Cool. Yeah, some things are beneficial. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater." Sorry, I mean I've been deployed way too many times, and it's like, yeah, can't go through the silly. That's just not going to be productive or beneficial. Now for the other stuff, yeah, no. And of course they tried to push that on me, and I said no, I'm not going to do that. And it was a Filipino guy, and he said, well, he said, so if we all turn into zombies, this is what he tried to say. This is the logic. He says, but if you're the last guy on Earth, it's like you're gonna be like that Will Smith movie. I said that's exactly what I'm gonna be like. I already got me a German Shepherd that looks just like that one, and me and my German Shepherd are gonna be fleeing. That's all. That's all I told him. And the bad thing is that with that analogy, let's just be frank. If they're trying to use that analogy is not working on black folks. Well, I guess we'll be the only black folks left on earth, just as the scriptures have said. My man, have you read Revelations chapters 19 and 20? And I told him, I said, I do not want to be on the self deletion agenda. No thanks. So I started this off. It's a roundtable discussion. I wanted to just get folks in here that wanted to discuss some things on this Wednesday breakdown. I only have this open till 10:15. 10:15, it's a hard stop for me. Exactly, Foxy Rocks. Yes. Yeah. Make sure you have a bug out bag for your yeah, your animals, your cats, dogs, your furry family members. I'm taking my I Am Legend dog and I'm going to get my family. And we're bouncing in the event that things go crazy. Oh yeah, no, Lion Pride. They offered me the flu shot and I said, for what? As soon as I get the flu shot, I usually catch it. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna ride it on out. I got my colloidal silver. But it was funny though. I went to the doctor And I said, look, I've been trying to do medications, like not use petroleum based medications. I take supplements every day. I said, yeah, I definitely try to watch what I eat. I definitely get my walks in, because if not, my German Shepherd will try to end up eating me. And then I have to kindly show him some pictures of his ancestors from the 1960s. And I said, you're not going to do that to me, dog. Because there's no one here that's going to be able to operate a fire hose. While you're trying to have a delectable Negro, because, I'm not taking you on your walks. That ain't happening, chomps. I'll take that dog for a walk. He looks like Cujo. He just starts foaming at the mouth, just shaking his head. I have to run and grab olive oil and pray over the dog. I don't know what spirit, in the name of Yahusha, you come out. I don't even know where you got this from. Were you watching too much TV? He was watching too much Paw Patrol. That thing done messed him up. No, you are not going to be able to ride in a motorized scooter. I don't care if that is what will be invented. Walking through PetSmart and he goes to the costumes. Exactly. Exactly. Chase is not on the case, and do not growl at me as your suspect, because I'm the only black man up in this apartment. You done lost your mind. Paw Patrol. Oh. Oh. Yeah, yeah. The dog watches Fox News sometimes. Nah, we don't even watch the news. I actually stopped watching CNN a while ago. Honestly, you get better news commentary off the internet, off YouTube. Yeah, there's going to be channels that have its biases and slights and things of that nature. But for the large majority, a lot of the neutral news is found on YouTube. So I will shout out YouTube for that. Now, when it comes to what we talk about, man, they try to give me a copyright strike on everything. Brother Fast Nichols now managing the QTUA channel. And the PR, the marketing team was like, how are we getting all these copyright violations? I said, you are learning the way of the master. Yeah, that's just the games. I said, those are the games that they play. Now you get to see how and what Brother Karras does on the back end. I tell you, I said, look, it's difficult. I thank you all for supporting me in need, family. I'm almost there. I'm just about $200 or $300 off from meeting my goal. This is my bi-monthly drive. For this channel, Quest to Quest to Unite Africa. You can still give there at going to donate at quest2uniteafrica.org. But I every so often I need to ask for help for this channel. That's what I do. That's how I'm able to get on up, keep the lights going, and go from there. It helps me out, family. It truly does. But I wanted to open up today's with a roundtable discussion. I have the link. It's posted in the chat. If you want to jump in, we could talk because there's a lot of things that we need to discuss. Yesterday, I was talking about how I was seeing how they would try to kick us out. You got to remember, in the heart of Babylon, it's going to be a lot of confusion and a lot of doublespeak and a lot of hidden agendas. Well, we're not trying to kick you out per se, but we can't protect you, but we want to have you back, but we need you to try to find somewhere else to run to, so when you're ready to come back home, just like the Ukrainians, just like Afghanistan or Afghanistanians, Afghans, just like all of those that have been pushed out. You know how what happened in Vietnam. You know what happened in Laos and Thailand, and they had a diaspora, and some of the folks came back. And when it's your time, you can come back home to America, or the remnants of it. However, that balkanization goes, and what you recognize and how you recognize, and chances are you will never be going back to this nation, but it's a feel good. And I want you to understand, when we read Baruch chapter 2 yesterday, this place is a haunt of demons, and it's under continual fire. It's always going through something. It will never, ever, ever get its act together. It will always be a haunt of wickedness. It will always be a place that is shunned. That's what this thing is setting up for. Because I tell you, once you're out of a place and you realize your healing capacity, you don't really want to venture back. They may say, come back. They may say, we can help you, we can help each other. No, those are the stories that they're trying to push, because we'll get to that. Because Ukraine is in trouble. Because those Russians, them bear folk are all over them. But what does that mean for all of us? That means everything that we are at and where we're sitting at is either a direct or indirect impact on us. Let's be honest. Let's be for real. This place went into chaos after we started waking up. Even just a remnant of us waking up. They even belittled our youth, our young men, saying that they were predators. For what? So they can start to understand and have critical thinking skills and start to realize what was going on in the world. That's where you know that they wanted to keep us ignorant, dumb, and entertained. They wanted us to enjoy the scintillations of our youth through Usher. And now that's not happening. Let's get you back to sleep. Let's put this concoction in your veins and let's have you ship off to the great beyond. Because that to them is our final solution. I believe that that call will happen, that we'll be told that, and we'll be told we need to leave, and we'll have a large majority of our people wanting to fight to stay. And I believe we'll be more than likely forced to leave at gunpoint for a large majority of our people. Brother Mike, how you doing? You stepping on that propane tank so you can get a better reception out in the country? Brother Mike, can you hear me? Oh, yeah, he's still connected. Yeah, look, why are they trying to say they're asking too much money? Because why? They're trying to devalue us. That's their last weapon. Their last weapon is to say that we're not worth it. Well, Clyburn, Sean, said that we're not getting any reparations. I tend to think that people don't really understand the Joel 8 of the recompense situation. Will you recompense? It's not about paying us. You're going to have to pay the Most High back. Are they ready to recompense with blood? We'll leave out of here with great substance. And I don't think a lot of our people realize great substance also means knowledge and understanding. Mike, can you hear me? All right, so Mike's going to have to climb the roof and he's going to have to sit next to his antenna. Pray for Brother Mike. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that old school antenna that's also served as the lightning rod. Well, I mean, think about this right now. What's the dollar truly worth right now? I love when people say cut a check. A check that what? That can't be cashed? They don't even have the gold here in the United States. It's in Europe. Cut the check and Europe will honor the gold. What? It says that they will be bringing that from afar. They will be bringing that back. And I have to truly understand there's a mechanism for it. Because why? Because they're going to be starving. They don't have the farmers if we see what's going on in Europe. Brother Mike, can you hear me? Yeah, you're not connecting, Brother Mike. Alrighty. So now you're starting to see how the stage is set right before they're getting ready to go to war. And rest assured, they're going to go to war. Because they have to. They don't they don't want to tell you the true reason of that Tucker Carlson episode. They know that there are folks that want to actually listen and understand and get an understanding. So you have the controlled opposition or non-opposition, whatever you want to call it. You have the other wing of the bird. You have the other wing of the eagle. try to give you a different narrative and saying this or saying that. Because why? Because that's part of the preparation planning. How many interviews did Saddam Hussein have? Think about that from Western journalists. We're on the precipice because why? Because they know that their kingdom is falling. And when their kingdom falls, and guess what? There's no turning back from that. Shout out to Teo Ministries for posting the something insights video. It was posted in their community chat on YouTube. They posted it last night. And without history, there you go. Without history, there's the channel, and and it was about primary counts of black nobility in Europe and how they tried to erase black nobility. Brother Mike, can you hear me? All right, brother Mike. We'll wrap this on up. I know you're trying. All right. Shalom. So, my contention is that as we have been able to understand who we are, whether or not we overtly express it or we even understand it, we're now past the danger zone that they would consider the danger zone. And that danger zone is now being exposed because why? There's too much knowledge and understanding on out there just to say, oh, you were just some black folks. Well, what about our presence in Europe at the end of the seventh century? What's interesting is, see, they have to label us and lump us all as Moors, and they didn't even, it was an alluded conversation. It was illusory, right? I'm going to allude, but not really expand or expound on the fact that there were Yahudim, Israelites, that converted to Moors, and they still kept their Israelite tradition, but they were just Moors. I'm American because that's what I'm labeled. That's my passport. But I know that they'll refer to me as African American. And now they hid my identity of being an Israelite. So now we have further complications. This is where we're at, family. because you have to realize that we are starting to put the blocks together. One and one and two and two. That is a logistic algorithm and it only increases exponentially. Exponentially. Now, at the end of that channel, they go through the whole, they try to use some comedic science, whatever. I thought, eat the meat, spit out the bones, right? As Brother Yakoba would say. Because why? Because they don't want to tell you the full scope of the history, because then there's a lot of things that they have to explain of why, oh, you're Jacobites and yeah, it's just no, there's a little bit more to that. I get it. It doesn't go with their narrative of Oshun and Osiris and all that other Egyptology, Ra stuff. I get it. The Egyptian sciences, I get it. But do you understand that those were Israelites there? Do you understand that those Jacobites, do you understand that those black folks that were not necessarily Arab looking in stature, do you understand that Arab was simply a mixture of the Ishmaelites and Edomites and other tribes? And we didn't have a mixture because we were very homogeneous. But our shapes and our colors varied. We went from the darkest of the dark to the blackest of the black, but we still had those distinct distinct negroid facial looks that none of us can get away from. All right, Mike, this is the last time, and I'm not gonna toil. All right, Mike, can you hear me? Okay. All right. Don't worry, Mike. We'll open this up tomorrow. I have a hard stop at 10:15 anyway, so hallelujah. Looks like nobody wants to get on in here and talk and discuss. Well, that's fine. Exactly, Sister Jewel. Judah is a speckled bird. And it's not Judah, it's actually Israel's a speckled bird. But yes, but Judah, yeah. We have all the different shapes, colors, sizes. I saw a black man in the store the other day, and he was with his wife. And the brother had blonde hair. It was natural. You could tell it was natural. And I told that to my son. I said, listen, we come with all different shapes, colors, and sizes. You know when folks have to like, bleach their hair and do all the peroxides to strip out the melanin and stuff like that. No, you could see that the blonde grew from the roots because he had the blonde mustache and beard. But that's our people. We come in all the shapes, colors, and sizes. It's amazing to see how we are as a people. We'll literally go from the no, he was not albino. No, he was not. Brother just had he was black. Well, my complexion, brown with with blonde hair. In my day when I actually had hair, my hair was a shade like reddish auburn. But it was black, but you could still see the brownish reds in there. Especially if I had been out in the summer or in the sun. Yep. Sister Shar had to comment and made sure for the record, I am orange. I escaped from Oompa Loompa Island. Which is a little outside of the Congo. Because Willy Wonka was trying to subjugate us and hold us down. That's a little bit of a joke at QTUA. We have it, family. And the funny thing is, the history books understood it and they called it on out. And it was all the research and documentation that we've had. We have the red hair. That's a natural thing for us. Let a lot of our hair grow on out. It starts to get red, goes black to red to brown, but it's usually a reddish. And it turns shades of red in the sun. Exactly. We are a peculiar people. And it's funny that the history books captured us, and that's why they had to strip us of who we were, because they understood that we are nation builders and nation stabilizers. And now that we have woken up and have awakened to who we are, now they're being destabilized because they are scared. See, when the wicked get scared, they panic. They got to do things. They got to solve the problems. They got to do. And they end up running themselves right into the pit, just like the word says. And as we see their dilemma being posed on a daily basis, can you go back to sleep? Can you just reassimilate? We had you at the best point of assimilation to where you would just destroy yourself and not even care. No, no, unfortunately, the word of the Most High came to pass for them, and they got scared. Because when you see, okay, stop. Sorry, getting to this iPad. When they see that, we are going against the children of grace, when they see that we have awakened, when they see that, and it shall come to pass, or to pass, that as ye were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel. This is Zechariah chapter 8 and 13. So will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. When they see that, and that goes in accordance with Baruch, that goes in accordance with Jeremiah. That what? When the Most High saves us, who's going to save us? I'm not here trying to worry about saving myself. I'm here trying to do what the Most High needs me to do for this day, this hour. What He's placed on our hearts to get done. Let our hands be strong. Do the work that the Most High needs us to do. And then when salvation comes, guess what? Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Hallelujah. 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 Everything He does is for a reason. We don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. We surely don't. But I guarantee you, there are some countries that definitely understand what the plan is. If I were them, I would be telling these folks in private, bring our people back home, or you don't eat. We're going to give you till this date. And if you do not grant them safe passage, if you do not get them on out of there, you're going to be in trouble. This is why I wanted to have this discussion, because to me, we already know that we're leaving. So now we have a population group that is backfilling our absence. They're backfilling our absence. See, they know what the word says. You realize they can only contend with what the word says for so long. They can only do it for so long. They're only allowed to do it for so long. Which is why when I see this migrant crisis going on, when I see these stories of the vexing continually, no, that is not the two sticks coming together. No, that is not Judah coming back from the four corners. Judah's coming back to the promised land. It makes no sense. I thought it says that Ephraim won't vex Judah, neither Judah vex Ephraim. I don't. Maybe they just omit parts of the Bible. Now they are going through some problems of reality. Well, I'm seeing this with my very own eyes. How do you explain this? You just gotta trust me. Do I trust you or trust the word? Uh, 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 uh. That's the same Eurocentric archetype. Wait, I'm seeing things unfold with my eyes, and you want me to believe you than the word of the Most High. Make it make sense. This scripture here, this scripture here, this scripture here, this scripture here. Why? It's all a testimony into itself because the Most High's word never returns back void. It does all that it seeks to accomplish. And when I mean all, not some, not a little bit of, not kind of, sort of. This is a problem that they have now. They're trying to deal with the kind of, sort of in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea, and that's kicking their behinds. How do I deal with this lie? How can I reconcile this lie? Fight and fight to the death. You heard the man. You heard their prime minister. They said they're going to fight and fight to the death. All right. They said, look, they lived the lie, they loved the lie, and they're going to die for the lie. We already knew that. You're just doing exactly what the word says. Because why? It's true to form. It's true to nature. This is the nature. So therefore, because the lies are on out there and people are trying to reconcile the lies and they're realizing something isn't adding up. Two and two isn't two plus three is not making four. Something is not mathing here. We don't have to worry about them. Matter of fact, we don't even have to mention them. I don't have to. It's not a big deal to me. That's they have to deal with the mess that they inherited. Right? Jeremiah 16:19, right? They're trying to formulate a plan so they don't get that Obadiah treatment. But they're all falling into the same pit. Wait, you knew this lie. You didn't want to say anything, and you were in on this. You didn't want. You were. Oh, but what happened was well, they were in captivity, and it wasn't really that big of a deal at that time, and everybody just kind of went with it. You just go with it. Now you see Baruch chapter 4 in motion. Now you're seeing what Teo Ministries is posting because now their misery is here. This is why. seems to me that Germany actually had a pretty good run after, you know, quote unquote, they had the folks. I'm just saying, the math wasn't mathing. They knew of us. They knew of us, and they knew so much of us that the impersonation is now no longer working. Oh, they love the lie. That's why they wanted to say, "Oh, I don't know what Putin was talking about in the history lesson and blah blah blah." No, he's the history lesson because once you understand your history, then you understand prophecy, and then you understand what it is that you are going into. What was we read this? Baruch chapter 4. Just wait a little bit. We've come to know who we are. Now we just have to wait. Do you understand? For most of us, it's been a 6, 7, 8 year wait and longer. We just had to wait and toil, and we knew we were going to be at this moment. The only ones panicking right now are them. How did you know? How did you do? Well, I need to go back to church. All right, go back. Do what you need to do. Ask the pastor. Explain this, explain that. Who are the real children of Judah? And he won't be able to, and he'll give you this. And then you say, when he gives you this, you explain to him that. Well, you just have to believe. No, that's not what the word says. You just have to believe because you can have faith and wickedness. I want to have righteous faith. I don't want to have wicked faith. See, what they were trying to understand, and this is why you have to really understand what it is that they're saying with these Eurocentric mind games. Faith of a mustard seed, faith of a mustard seed. Yes, faith to do what? To believe their wickedness. Believe the wickedness more than the word. Shalom, Brother Garth.
Shalom, brother Karis, and happy Black History Month. Um, yeah, I mean, like I'm just hopping on to I don't. We're talking about them trying to kick us out, and it's like growing more apparent, and the tension is so thick. Sometimes you could cut a butter, cut it with a butter knife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally get that sentiment. I mean, I I just literally walk around. I think we even talk about it amongst ourselves in the board. It's just like you go to your destination, you know what you need, and you go and get it. I have no time to fool around with these folks. You could just tell, like a lot of them are on edge. Just like when I'm going to the grocery store, a lot of them are just like dares and headlights. And even it's funny because like some are just like nice, extra nice to me now, like out of nowhere, and then like trying to make conversation. I'm like, no, leave me alone.
You
But
know the funny thing is, Garth, I had that yesterday. There was this Gentile guy, and he was just. But here's the thing: I can see this. I feel people's spirit. You know, if they're even genuine or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel,
yeah,
and
I think this guy was genuine. I just didn't want. I just felt like uncomfortable. Like I don't like when they like people just want my want my attention. Like like it's like they're like used to people appeasing them all the time. It's just like no.
mm-hmm, yes, and that is look. They want a buy-in of okay. Are you going to somehow? Um, abrogate them of their or what
How
would
are
be
you gonna
the word?
cleanse us of our white guilt?
Yeah, some sort of a their wrongdoings have been abdicated and all this other stuff. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm tired now, fam. But is it going to be dismissed? You know, you go to a black person, you're shaking their hands, all your sins have been.
Give them a nice grin and say, "Hello, sir. Hey." Let them, open the door for them. Say good
Yes,
morning to them, even though they're not even looking in your way. Just
man.
make them feel comfortable again. I guess it's just like, oh hey hey, oh yeah yeah, I heard of that. Oh yeah, you have yourself a good day.
Yeah, well, and Sister Jewel Hill said it right. And being absolved. Absolution, right? Hey, we're here, we're there. Hey, listen, I can't do anything for you. All I know is, and I'm talking to the Gentiles in here, because I know there's Gentiles that's in here that listen. Yeah, we may joke around with anti-captivity spray. Hey, how many outreach and missionary programs would you see? You know what? I just remember back in the day, Garth. You can appreciate this, Garth. Back in the day, I must have been like 11 or 12 years old. My mom had us doing some missionary outreach stuff in Camden. And you know what we were doing? We were handing out turkeys.
Like Nino Brown.
Like Nino Brown, I
Nino
am
Brown
dead
Ministries.
serious. Yo, I'm dead serious. We were handing out turkeys. And I'm looking at my mom like, I don't know if this is safe. And she said, don't worry. Jesus got us.
That's right. That's like the thing. They're like, oh yes, go into the most dangerous reaches of the earth, and Jesus will protect you from these people that you're completely trying to I don't even know what the lack of a better term. You kind of encroach on their freedom and whatnot, and just like try to convert them by the sword.
But oh man. And the thing is, it was interesting to think about that because it's like, what's the turkey really gonna do? They're gonna eat and then they're gonna be even more hungry. Yeah, I get it. I did one thing out here, and it was actually not. It was in Tampa and when I was in Kansas City, and there's stuff to do and target for the inner city. It for white folks it sounded well meaning, and then you look back and it's like that was a terrible idea. Because think about when you're giving them the tracks of, here's the good news and things of that nature. Now, I was never a Jehovah's Witness, but in the Pentecostal Assemblies of God, you would do your missionary type events. They'd have missionary events. You get your little feel good on. But then I realized, I said, you know what? This really isn't the most appropriate manner. And, all they're doing is that they're seeing, well, you can be like a white person in the way that you are comfortable if you just give your life to this white deity.
Yep, exactly. And that's literally before, like, you're it's funny because when I was because I grew up Catholic, and then just after when I went to like college and whatnot, I just didn't believe or whatever. I was just in my period of acting up or whatever you want to call it. And then I came back maybe about like 28, 29. So that was like 3, 4 years ago. I started visiting or whatever they call it, uh, uh, um, Pentecostal church, right? And then, I saw some of the things that were going on in there. As a Catholic, I was like, what is going on? I'm like, I was like trying to find, because they were saying they were non-denominational, right? And then I don't even know if I told you this story, but I remember I was like one of the few younger people who went to Bible study and whatnot, because I was really serious about like learning about the Most High and His Word. I
Hmm.
so like once you get like after I was saved, I was like kind of crazed. I was kind of obsessed in like the wrong way, but that's neither here nor there. I remember some Indian guy um was the head of the study group, right? And I remember literally after the study group, he's like he was alluding to something about Black Lives Matter, and I never spoke, like I didn't even say anything to this guy. He's like, God loves you no matter if you're black or white or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? Obviously I didn't say anything, but I just felt uncomfortable, and I was just like, and then it's just like then I went like was going home on YouTube, because I was literally like, how do I get in a better relationship with God? I did YouTube that at one point. I was that desperate, and that you know I guess naive or whatever. But like I started seeing our people like just yell on the street corner that we were the Israelites, and then I couldn't accept it because they were just so hateful. But something was I was onto something, because the way this guy just rubbed me the wrong way, and just the way everyone else like studied the scripture just rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, yeah, and I think we have to really understand everything that was there in terms of our awakening. There was always a spiritual booby trap. There was always a spiritual booby trap. And shout out to Tail Ministries and Stephen Darby Ministries and Pastor Omar Tebow. That's what really helped me to get started in my walk. And I said this, I always was, very scrutinizing of everything. I scrutinized everything. I always scrutinize everything. As Brother Garth had found out, as I put my jacket and accidentally hit my phone that let everybody know how my VA appointment was yesterday.
Okay, sir, can you please take a sit down, please? All
Do
right,
you, do
okay.
you hear what they wanted to, like? They were trying to have me affirm like generational cancer and all of this wickedness, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I said the devil, and I'm just thinking in my spirit, I'm like, the devil's a liar.
Right.
The devil's a liar.
Oh, sir, would you like the whooping cough? I can't say the whooping cough jibber jabber.
Yeah, that was actually the very first time I met that doctor. I was kind of wondering, who my I had a female doctor, and I was look, no, I'm not gonna affirm to the causes, because why? Man, they want you to be in agreement. Did you hear the one guy, Garth?
I didn't hear. I literally,
Did you?
I was like, I took off some of the sound, but I literally just heard. Like, I went in the meeting, and I'm like, is Karis at the doctor's office right now?
Yeah, and so I was, so I the the nurse was checking me in and everything else. And so when I had taken off my jacket, I was still trying to stay on the call, because I try to listen on in. And so I took my little AirPods on out and did everything, but I wanted to kind of stay on the call. And I think I must have knocked the little mute thing off, so then you all could hear me, because I plopped it on the little chair and had all that other good stuff there. And when the nurse, she was trying to really come in hard on, hey, you need to take the cookie, your
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lollipop.
sir. Hey, sir, do you go to bed at night and wake up in the morning? You need this.
And when he tried to give me that I Am Legend analogy, I kind of laughed because I'm like, all right, I wonder if they heard that nonsense too. I said, because I said I had to laugh at that, and I'm like, it's
You try to
it's like, well,
disarm you with humor.
yeah. He's like, well, at least you won't be a zombie. We'll all be zombies together. I'm like, yeah, that's like Revelations, right, where they all took the mark and they
Zechariah
went
12
to,
or 11, I think,
yep,
where they turn into zombies or whatever.
yeah. It's like, look, everlasting death. I don't think so. No, look, I don't know about you, but I believe that this word is true, and that just confirms. That just confirmed. Look, nah, I ain't. I am not comfortable with going to hell with everybody else.
Me either.
I'm sorry. And it's sad to say that was the process. Come to hell with everybody else. No, thank you. No. But that's their analogy. Look, we want to get back to normal so bad. And I said, look, I'm not against vaccines or vaccinations. I understand. I get it.
I'm sorry, I am, because literally I remember taking the whooping cough one, and then like a couple months later I started getting like uh um uh, IBS and all this other stuff that I'd never gotten before. But I
Hmm.
mean, I recovered from it, but after that I just don't go to the doctor. I mean, I know that's not, I'm in no way giving any medical advice. I'm not a doctor. This no way, my views on science and medical science is shared by the Covenant Awakenings channel. But yeah, that's my
Yeah,
stance.
yeah, we're not giving any medical advice. I'm just saying this for me, personally speaking, I don't have problems with vaccinations. I have problems with the technology of these newer things going on. That's the problem I have. So when I get my things, even when you go to certain African countries, you will be required to have yellow fever. There's just and the
It seems
way
like
that
they
it's
have yellow fever over there already, Brother Karras, if you know what I mean, whoever's taking over their businesses.
Arthur, you're gonna get me shut down. You already know that them folks in the Far East own this.
I can't, I'm sorry. That was a layup. I had to.
Yeah. No, that was an alley oop. That was an alley oop. Pray for your people, Father. Father, help your people. Help your
Yes,
people,
please
Father.
help me. I
Help
need
your
help.
people.
I need help.
Help our people, Father.
Oh,
Oh, our
Jesus, help me.
people.
I do. Yep, but I mean, after this whole thing about, I mean, they made a whole campaign to just weaponize health and science, and like HIPAA doesn't even exist anymore.
Hmm. Oh yeah, but no. Rest assured, when I said that, I said yeah. I said I know I need the tetanus, and I knew I need the tetanus because going out to Tanzania and eventual travels and things of that nature. That was one of the things I was already thinking about the last time, because you will get malaria on out there. You will suffer some symptoms and side effects of malaria.
Yeah, I believe you. So maybe I
You know?
will have to adjust my stance and then, literally pray over that
Hmm.
the thing administering whatever you call it, the syringe or whatnot. And-
Hmm.
But yeah, I understand that some like uses of medical science are proven and have helped. I can't even say the last time I got a tetanus shot. It's been a while. So I just know that whooping cough one where the doctor who happened to be of that persuasion literally guilt tripped me. He's like, "Yeah, you may be fine, but what about that baby? When you just buy a baby and it's just coughing mercilessly, and you could have prevented that. You know,
Hmm.
some type, whatever script that the pharma gave him."
Mm. Yeah, that's usually what happens. That's what happens. And, when we go through those, emotionalized things, just like yesterday, they tried to give some really, really dumb emotional emotionalization analogy. I wasn't falling for. I'm like, nah, I ain't having that. You know what, Crystal Smith, I had, and we'll touch on that too. Mm, mm, mm.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Like something. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, well, and I mean, I just say that. Look, I'm not advocating for anybody else. I'm just saying that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Now, as long as they don't got mercury and anything else in the shot, I'll be okay. And I
yeah,
understand the benefit, and honestly, I do understand the benefits of when you do have things. You got to understand it's a different world on out there on the continent. So you better be careful where you are stepping.
yeah.
And I told that to Mike. I said, you better be careful. I said, I think my shots are up to date. I said, but yeah, you got to be careful, like what you run into. If you get like, some sort of a rusty nail.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
That'd be a terrible way to go. Tetanus.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, my mom and my family are in the medical
Hmm.
profession, so I have to hear them literally say, "Oh, you are a heretic and blah blah blah, and you are a rebel, and you always gotta go against the grain. What is wrong with you?" Blah blah blah. But they stopped bothering me about it now. I mean, I had to literally get ridiculed for literally like 13, 14 months as to why I didn't get it. But you
Yeah. And
know
now, and now I said, and I was telling that to the doctor. I said, look, I said, I'm not against, you know, science is good if it's done for righteousness. But when you have things that's clearly done for wickedness, that's a problem. I'm sorry, family. I don't have cans and strings to hook up to, the over 42 something hundred subscribers to to give you these morning things on a you know work week basis. Oh, give me a second. Give me a second. Go ahead, Garth. You want to touch it on the bankers? Give me a second.
I mean, I really don't know about the banker story. Just my recap of the whole Super Bowl event is Jermaine Dupri was wearing a skirt, and just tired of just them, feminizing us, and the whole show, like you were talking about, Usher bringing us back to, trying to lull us back to sleep with, his classics like "You Got It Bad" and "My Way" and all that other stuff. But just like Babylon too, you gotta let it burn. Oh no, Brother Karis is not here. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Someone say something. I'll say it, and I'll just relay it in the chat or as a talking point. Oh yeah, Vicks. You could put. I mean, I don't know if Vicks is like a remedy for tetanus. I didn't know you could rub like. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that, Miss Carol Lee. I mean, you swear that Vicks is the cure for everything in my family, but I'd never heard that remedy. But yeah, I mean, the Super Bowl, it was so rigged. I mean, it's just literally was the last distraction that they gave them, you know. And I mean, as far as the whole replacement of us, I do see more migrants around my area and whatnot. Oh, good, you're back. Oh, that was terrible. Oh.
Yeah. I was like, I need you to hold the fort down. Now my son had come over needing some stuff. So that's just what goes on. I still have family, outside of the YouTube. So um yeah, honestly, and they do take priority. They take precedence. Sorry, brothers and sisters, but yeah, that's what happens when the sun comes knocking. But yeah, I know we were talking about the black bankers, but I know we were also talking about the medical thing, and I just wanted to touch on that because medical is definitely a controlled item that's there on the continent. And I don't know. I wanted to have Brother Mike on because, all right, Brother Mike is getting ready to go to the continent in the next couple of weeks. Garth and I see what he is struggling through. So when you go from Chicago to Arkansas, and he ain't just in Arkansas, he's in the backwoods. I don't know if anybody's ever driven through Arkansas. I've driven through Arkansas a lot.
Can't say I've ever been to Arkansas.
I have. And Arkansas is definitely interesting. That's when you start to get into the real South because you got
I was
my
literally
dog
about
is
to
going
say.
crazy. You got Memphis.
I was about to, the hills have eyes, people. All right, there, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, and then it gets into Texas, and then you have Missouri. That is your south of the Mason Dixon, like for real, for real, for real. There's don't make no mistake about it. So um, coming from Chicago and going down to there's a lot of efficiencies that you lose. There's a lot of efficiencies because you're in the country. So brother Mike, I know he's listening. But yeah, he's gonna be in some. He's already doing the Tanzanian transition program. The Tanzan we we have a course where we're gonna have you in the outskirts of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, at Mike's Tanzanian transition program. Oh yeah, but yeah, Mike is doing a lot of work. He's doing a lot of work. So um, understandably so. So just tell him that pray for him, family, pray for him. But I wanted us to kind of touch in. I knew you were already talking about that with the migrant situation. You know, I I I alluded to that yesterday. I said, look, when we see this migrant crisis, the replacement, Garth, tell me what you think.
Mm, well, what I see is, well, first of all, I mean, literally, uh, I pretty much hear people's accents, and I could tell what type of European they are and what type where they're from. And a lot of those folk from that northern country are here working all the time. I see them in different I mean, they serve me different restaurants, like Dunkin' Donuts, all this other stuff. Also, I see a lot of, you know, people, of that persuasion, rhyme that with persuasion, and then I'll say that word, and you know what I'm talking about. From
Hmm.
I see a lot of them as well. I mean, it's weird because sometimes I like a lot. I see some that are just like, I don't know. They are of age to fight, but they're just by themselves. Like, because when I'm like in the library, I see like just them in the library just chilling. Weird. It's pretty awkward. I mean, then I see some of them. Obviously, they're in like groups, but I do see a lot of immigrants, even my age or younger, just here.
Yep.
And also I was my friend in that area, um because I mean, not in my area too much, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna start getting like that. But like in like places like Eatontown and like Long Branch and all that, those places that you're familiar with, I like see them when I'm like passing through, like across like the Monmouth Mall, you know, like they're being moved into like different condos and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And those condos, I mean, some of those condos are not cheap. They're literally in like prime locations. Like they're in the condos that are like literally near like Long Branch and Monmouth and Asbury and all those places. Those are not cheap places to live, and they get to live there for free.
Yep. Yeah. They get to live there for free. When I tell you, family, don't ever say that this nation doesn't have money. It does. Because why? The money is not necessarily, it's fiat. Fiat. This just means it's a fake currency. That's what this place is built on. The dreams. It's Mickey Mouse. It's a Disney World, Disneyland. It's dreams. If they can believe that they can still sell the American dream, then they believe that they are still in good shape, which is why they continue to need us to believe in that dream. Plain and simple. Now, the problem is we're not believing in the dream because now we're starting to see the true colors of Babylon. Hey, you're not going to get reparations, but these folks are going to get everything that they want. Amazing, right? They can get everything that they want. And then they come and badmouth us. Hey, it's okay. Come on in.
Come on in. The water's fine until it's not.
Yeah, come on in. Brother Jaden, shalom.
Shalom, brother Karis. Shalom, brother Garth. I just wanted to jump on real quick and give my 2 cents. Hopefully, y'all can hear me.
Yes, we
Um,
can. Yeah, you're good.
cool. So, again, I'll be brief because I'm at work. So, um, I, uh, I think it's cool we talking about like the whole migrant thing going on. I see a lot of like little seeds that the Most High is like putting in place to like create the right scenario for us to get up out of here. I find it interesting. Like I don't know if you've seen or read about the whole incident that happened at the Lakewood Church. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, just so right? But it's interesting how they didn't really identify the person behind it, and then when you search this out and research this, you find out why. And it's like, to me, it's judgment. I mean, the Gentiles don't really see that, but it's like this is something that's been going on, like even like a decade ago in Europe, when you saw all like Germany and all the European countries getting like a flood of those of the migrants from like the Middle East coming in and tearing stuff up, and it's like they kind of no disrespect to the Gentiles, but it seems to take them a little longer to really see
The okey doke.
right, the divine okey doke,
Mm-hmm.
and but it's happening, and it's ramping up, and it's now coming here to our shores. And I think it's only the beginning, and kind of like what Brother Garth was talking about. Like I can see instances of it in my neighborhood. Well, not my neighborhood, but like parts of my city where a lot of the hipsters tend to hang around. Like a lot of the shops back in the day used to be like, Gentile, like European owned shops. Now you see like a larger a swath of stores and barbershops by the people that come into the country, So it's like the transition is happening, and a lot of people don't really see it.
Oh yeah. And they see it, but they don't want to really express, that they see what's happening, because when you see it and you have to acknowledge it, when you acknowledge something, look, they know about acknowledging things. They know about it. Man, I am not going to be in agreement with that no matter what. They know. Because why? Because they use and utilize the same tactics. Now those tactics are being utilized against them.
Curse is reversing.
Bingo. And it's their own people doing it to them too. But again, the Gentiles are so quick to try to blame us. What does the word say? Look, they'll be looking for guilt in Judah, but will not be able to find any. Just paraphrasing. They'll be trying to search out our guilt. They'll be trying to search out Judah's guilt, but will not be able to find any. Because why? The only guilt that we have is we didn't tell enough of their people sooner.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably if we just weren't if we were just not always completely honest, and that's because we're human and flawed, and but we're vessels of the Most High, and we're that's. I mean, I don't even know. I'm just blurting out, but you're right. There's no way they could find blame in us. I mean, they've had every opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Sorry we weren't able to articulate it sooner. We had a 400-year coma that we were trying to get out of. We just started to learn how to talk and walk and eat and chew and swallow. We just got out of the feeding tube. We just got our hair back from, having to have it shaved off so we could have the brain waves being monitored to make sure that we were still alive. We we we
Come
we,
on,
we
bro, Karras, you gotta evangelize. Ezekiel 37. What did they say?
yeah,
I
those
will give
dry
them
bones.
sinews and
Yeah.
joints, and we literally got. I mean, to explain it, I feel like a real person after awakening. Like, I don't feel like I have an identity crisis, nor do I have to answer to anyone but the Most High. And that has given me a sense of peace that I couldn't get before. I didn't know who I was. And obviously, it was like we're all in a rat race for these people. And we all knew what we were chasing was vain, but we just didn't know what the answer was. That's just for me.
Yeah, it was once you understood who you were, there were nice, intricate layers of traps that were placed on out, right? There were folks that were placed in different positions, and they were snares. Because why? Because they would try to catch the folks unawares. Oh, you think you're awake? Okay, I got you. You think you're awake? Okay, I'll give you some itching talk and some itching stuff that you're not gonna be able to spiritually discern.
Oh, you mean we're gonna talk about the verbal gymnastics of what? Actually, let me not bring that up.
Please don't, Garth. Yeah, please don't. I know where you're going. This is not the forum. But that's where these little traps, now they're all being exposed. That's why I said, look, if you are here on this channel, pray about it. I pray that every single time someone listens in, that the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, convicts them. Because there's no correction without conviction.
That's true. There was one comment in the chat asking, like, how do we think the Gentiles will find out who the real Hebrews are? I think, I don't know, the hopeful side of me thinks that maybe a good number of them will come, but realistically speaking, I think it's going to be few. And a lot of them won't find out until it's like too late for them to
until we left.
Escape.
Yeah, until we leave, they'll find out, and then they'll be weeping and gnashing of the teeth.
I feel like most know and don't care.
Well, they won't care until hilarious. They see
the. Oh man,
that is a good one.
Well, folks, this is just Ken. I can't do his voice. I'm not gonna try.
Good night, and I'll be praying for you all because I know that I'm an Israelite now.
This is just breaking news, folks. We are.
If you see off grid, your homeboy on off grid talking about who we are now, you know the end is coming.
Oh yeah. Folks, let me tell you, I had a dream last night, folks. And God was telling me that the black people are the chosen sheep. This isn't a black thing; it's not a white thing, folks.
He looked like Apollo Creed, folks. I saw Jesus. He looked like Apollo Creed.
He's gonna look like a doughboy from Boys in the Hood. That's what's really gonna freak him out.
Folks, he looked like Stringer Bell, folks. I can't make this up. and then he'll be going to Songs of Solomon. I am black. You see it in the word. I'm telling you, before it's too late, you gotta get this.
Listen, if you folks, you need to get that hate out your heart. If you do not like black people, you will not make it into the kingdom.
Just watch the subscriber list just drop to zero.
I know. I know. That's what they're afraid of, man. They're in there. They try because they look. You actively monetize on YouTube. You can actually make some. You could be okay. Not gonna make the greatest money in the world, but you'll be okay.
You'll be a thousandaire.
be popping them quarters. Pop them quarters. Oh man. But you know, that's what they don't want to see. They don't want to see, because you know, when you operate on BitChute, Rumble, all those other platforms, it takes money to do that. You have to, you know, doing the StreamYard and doing all this other stuff, it takes money to get that done.
Hey folks, I got something. I got this. I can't air it on YouTube now, but I'll put the link in the chat below, folks. We're in trouble.
Because it's coming, folks. It's coming. 7 minutes ago, Canadian Prepper just said that a major attack inside Iran, Russia, Baltic War starting, Israel on high alert, and Poland EU nukes. This is from Canadian Prepper, folks.
Folks, listen.
7 minutes ago, folks.
Those people are not God's people. Listen, folks. I had a dream last night, just like Martin Luther King, folks. And in the auspice of my dream, I saw a dark figure, and I said, "Hey, who's that?" And he said, "Hey, listen here. My people are black." That's what he told me in the dream.
Wait a second. This is actually pretty interesting, because that was a major attack inside Iran. Ooh.
Was that going on right now?
That's going on right. That just came from Canadian Prepper.
Wow.
No, I'm being dead serious. Yeah, that came out literally less than 10 minutes ago.
Oh, snap.
Now, if they say what it is, it's about to get hot. Real, it's already hot.
It really is hot. I don't even know what, because it's weird, because I mean, I was like listening to what's his updates. I've been like there's like maybe a week or two I was like listening to Canadian Preppers updates and about the war and such. But I mean, I lost focus because too much is going on. So I can't keep up, but it seems like things are forever escalating.
Are you trying to do your best Chappie impersonation from District 9?
I don't know about. I don't know what you're talking about, Brother Karras.
You sound like a Canadian, an Australian, and a South African. All at once. Oh man, Garth, you're gonna have to adapt to living life above, the surface. I know that tunnel talk may have been pretty interesting.
Above the surface? I don't get it.
Garth, you know what I'm talking about. You know now. You know now.
Yes, I do know.
Now that you are liberated, Garth.
Well, yes. I was blinded by the darkness.
The darkness and mattress pads. Oh, goodness.
You merely adapted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you, Bane, for that Batman adaptation. That's a classic.
You think the nations are your ally?
Man. Like City of Remember, yep. Oh man, that's hilarious. That's funny.
Hey, I'm gonna give my final comments, and then I got a split. I was just this is a really good conversation. We're talking about what's going on like in the world and over in that Eastern Mediterranean area. It just made me think of this tweet I saw. It's by another fellow Israelite. And y'all might know him too. He's at Just Downtown. That's his Twitter handle. But he said something real insightful a while back. He mentioned like the destruction of what we know as churchianity will happen when that created state in that Eastern Mediterranean area is destroyed, and then every so-called believer or Christian expecting those folks to be redeemed, when they see it don't happen, that's when the great falling away is going to happen and the eschatology is going to be jacked. Yes. And I think we're closer to that than ever before today. And I just would, encourage everybody to just stay prayed up and just, keep looking upward and just realize that our deliverance is nigh, and just keep the faith. And to that I say shalom, and have a good day.
All right.
Shalom, bro.
Shalom.
Hallelujah to that.
Thank you, brother Jay. Now he brought up a good point. Look, I think their eschatology is going to get very, very murky, because I look at it like this: when you start to put the pieces together,
The math ain't mathing.
no, I look at it. I'm looking at it in the long term goal, because I think it's already been displayed. It's just now. Think about it. Putin already kind of tells you with what's getting ready to happen. The nationality, sub.
He's trying to find a word to put on it.
I am supposition. And think about this. Remember, everything that is done is always some sort of a counterfeit maneuver. You all see where I'm going? Everything that's done is always a counterfeit maneuver. So when we go, they go back to Ukraine. The war's over in Ukraine, and they can rebuild and they can build up from a place that was leveled. Do you see that? And they can make it better than ever. Look, they're trying to warp their prophecy. I'm telling you.
Yep. I mean, oh man, it's just funny. Like at this, I mean, not funny, but it's just like at this point, like Brother Jaden said, once they see that. But I mean, these folks, man, I know they know. Like it doesn't like I just like they're literally the people that will just die and say nothing, or just wait to the absolute I don't know, the last second of their life to admit the truth. It's just like that's how bad the pride is, and that's why I know why the Most High has to do what He has to do.
Yeah, this is we're in some very interesting events and some very interesting times, and I don't want anybody to take anything lightly. Yeah, we joke here, we have fun, but family, we're in some times. Yeah, this was supposed to be a little roundtable discussion, but look, we already knew that they were trying to strike in Iran, and they struck at a gas pipe. They knew that. Question for me is, where did they strike from? And what will probably end up happening is, they'll probably say they struck from somewhere inside the Middle East. I would probably argue that they probably struck from within either Iraq or Syria. And now you're going to have these folks that are not going to be able to operate. The U.S. is going to be leaving. Someone had said that there are plans to have the U.S. evacuate in 90 days, supposedly. Supposedly. And I thought that was interesting that commentator said that, because my question is, where would they evacuate to unless they go and try to consolidate forces in that Eastern Mediterranean nation over there? They're about to get kicked out. That's what the word says. That's literally what Second Ezra says. And now with me and seeing that attack, now Iran will respond.
And what does I mean? I think I recently heard some news, but I forgot what it was. But something like a diplomatic crossroads between North Korea and South Korea just literally like made it so that there's no other option but war. I forgot what
Hmm.
provocation that was. But yeah, I would pay attention to Kim Jong Un too as well.
Yeah, Kim Jong Un's in the axis. Look, when it all goes down, it's all going to go down worldwide, and they're going to get hit with something they never got hit with before. That's just war. You don't just say that you have a weapon and you ain't going to use it. No, you going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still now that we got that one distraction out of the way, the huge distraction. I mean, I don't know, man. Something I feel like March, something has like another crazy thing is going to happen in like the beginning of March or something.
I think it's going to happen and it's just going to be from March and April up until May when they say, "Yeah, we're doing this or we're doing that." They're not going to try to make it like a major declaration. They'll just say, "Look, they went into Ukraine because of yada yada yada," and then that's going to spark Belarus, and then there's going to be
Poland,
EU
Finland.
nations. Yep, there's going to be EU nations that are going to be like, "Look, I'm out of this. I'm not taking any sides," and then those nations will probably get overthrown by whatever. It's going to start to get really hectic over in Europe. I would say probably around April, May, it's going to start to get really hectic over in Europe. And when Europe pops off, guess what? The Middle East is going to pop off. And then then from the Middle East, then China's going to pop off, and so it'll be North Korea, then China, and that would be Japan kind of in the middle, trying to hold two pieces together. So then Japan will probably split. There's going to be a lot of dominoes falling. Look, you just don't have a new development bank and you ain't putting any money in the bank. No, banks are for wealth generation. And guess what? Wealth is done off of the spoils of the victor. It truly is.
And who? I mean, like you were saying, all gonna um happen all at I mean it's all like dominoes, and it's crazy like thinking about it, like my like studies at school and whatnot, how I learned about like international relations and even how like they set up all these coups in the Middle East just so that they could, get the gas and, OPEC and all that stuff. And I'm realizing now how it's all coming to head. And I learned about it not too long ago, how all these coups are being reversed and literally all the tactics that I learned that the U.S. foreign policy implemented is being used against them. It's kind of ironic.
Yeah. So, yeah, Sean, you bring up a good point. Iran's key gas pipeline hit by blast, huge fire. Yep. Terror attack says Tehran. Yep. And it's going to be blamed on the West. Iran ballistics missiles happening in T minus 24, 48, 12 hours. Family, this is it. This was that Valentine's Day kiss.
Valentine's Day. But as you were speaking about this, let's not forget, because I remember literally about the stories in Africa and like ECOWAS and whatnot in Senegal and their election and all that stuff. That could pop off real quick too. Like,
Yes, yeah, Africa's still getting hot. Senegal's electricity is down, our internet is down. Sister Pamela, I was gonna see if she was in the chat. Well, now we know why she's not in the chat. Oh, there she is. Sister Pamela, is your how I wonder if it's in like Dakar or just in the rural parts you're okay. Mm, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening, family. Could you imagine how we're only 6 or 7 weeks into this new year and you see how things are going down?
Wow, it feels like it's been like 3 months already, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like we're like 3 or 4 months into this, and I mean, literally, uh, I mean, hey, it's cold here in Jersey now, but I know in like 2 3 weeks, hopefully, it starts getting warmer. But like with the warm weather, I know that a lot of stuff is gonna pop off when it starts getting warm. So I just
Mm.
try to pray up and you know pray for discernment and uh I mean I gotta uh restock my bug out bag. I've been kind of lazy with that and just too busy with restocking that and getting my well, no, I think I have everything in order. I just need like to repack and like account for everything. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. I literally know that peace is gonna leave this place pretty soon.
It is.
I'm like trying to get myself prepared for it, but I know I can't be prepared for it other than just relying on the Most High. It's not like I could, well, I mean, obviously I could do certain things here and there, but it's just like it's just you just have to put your trust in His plan for you because yeah, things are like peace is literally about to leave Babylon soon, and I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I feel it. It's just the people are just literally hanging on by a thread with their sanity around here.
Mm. Yep. Boy, oh boy. I hear you. I hear you. Well, I'm glad that I made it through this program. I'm not gonna lie. I am utterly exhausted.
Wait, you
and
said you said you said till 10:15. We got 30 more minutes left. What are you talking about? No, I'm just joking. I was about to get off too.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this on up, family.
All
Just
right.
gotta
Final word. Peace, yo. Peace, brother Karis. Talk to you later. Peace, family. Shalom.
all right, Shalom. Thank you, Brother Garth. All right. Yeah, so Sister Pam says that her internet first, her Senegalese phone was down, and certain apps were affected. So yeah, okay, well that's good. That's a blessing that you were able to get on. So you have your. It's probably looking like it at your Wi-Fi connection if you have an American phone, things of that nature. They do that. So um, it's an apparatus if you're a foreigner, right? And you have your foreign phone, you know. Oh, internet's still up, but you have your Senegalese phone. Yeah, you know what's happened. And I don't know. Listen, Brother Harold, I don't know because there's been a lot of things that have been going on lately. It has just been a time of crazy. I was just going to talk about some current events. And while in the midst of current events, we have current events. And, this is why, family, we have to be mindful and vigilant of our surroundings, of all of our surroundings. And, the Most High is awesome. And he's a wonderful Elohim. So with that, family, let's ensure that we continue to pray for one another. Yeah, that train derailment. Yep, there's a lot of stuff. So, family, we have a need at Quest Unite Africa. Our contributions that we look for towards is about 5,000 a week. That's our operating budget. That's our donation goal. And we've also, during this time, we've also turned off our Cash App for Quest Unite Africa for our Give WP, which is our giving platform. And this has directly affected the contributions that we've received for Quest Unite Africa. So I'm coming here to ask for you all's help because I know that generally the Cash Apps were a lot easier to give rather than go through, sign in, and give so we can account for your donation properly. So, family, on behalf of Quest Unite Africa, I'm asking for a little bit of help this week and these next couple of weeks. We have our Quest Unite Africa Invest in Africa seminar that's going to be coming through. And as Sister Vivi had said, look, it is super easy. And we can account for all your giving. And you can then account for your giving because you can then log in and have an account established because your donations are all together. We didn't have that functionality last year. We just kind of came out the gate and everything was on Cash App and you know and most folks know the story there. I pray a lot of us know the story there. So shout out to Sister Princess. She's reconciling everything so folks can have their tax deductible statements. But with that, family, there are things that we need to get taken care of with Quest Unite Africa. Any little bit helps. All I ask is that you pray and ask the Most High. Whether you support the work or not, hallelujah. It's still going to get done. The awesome thing is you could still give via Cash App because Cash App allows you to use a Cash App debit card. You actually have a debit card within Cash App. So it's the same conveniences. Except this time around, when you do your Cash App payment, we can capture your transaction because it's in GiveWP. And therefore, you can see and track all of your giving through that database. I thank the Most High for these times. Because I know that honestly, we don't have long. We're not even worried about the banks failing. You know how much stuff is on out there? Banks failing, things going on, IRS suing, um, FDIC for 1.4 trillion or something crazy because the monies are drying up. And I certainly understand that. We certainly understand that. But today I really wanted to sleep in. But I said this. I said, Father, I said, as long as you're giving me the ability to get online, then I'm going to speak. As long as you're providing for me to do this, then I'm going to do it. I'm just glad that I don't have to drive more than 10 miles today for these appointments here this afternoon. The family, I thank you because I know this mission that Quest Unite Africa is on. It's awesome seeing the testimonials of our brothers and sisters that's provided, that's given to the mission, to this organization. When I truly say that the Most High is the head and at the head of this organization, I truly mean it. I don't have fancy Super Bowl commercials to have you give and support. I don't have AI 3D generated fictional characters of loosely translated scriptural references to help support this mission. I don't do that. We don't have the gimmicks. We don't have time for the gimmicks. Yes, I have to ask every single day and every single week. I do get tired of asking. I'm not going to lie. I get tired of it. Please help, please help, please help. We're doing good, we're doing good, we're doing good. Please help, please help. We have a plan, we have a plan. Please help, please help, please help. We're working on grants. We have grants in. Please help, please help, please help. We're working on this, we're working on that. I'm praying for a breakthrough for this organization. I truly am. And we all truly are praying for a breakthrough. And it does get weary. It does get weary to try to get help from organizations that hate you. I ask the Most High every day. I'm like, Father, why can't I just go to work in these jobs that I know that I'm qualified for, so I can put a little bit of money back in the Quest Unite Africa? I'm more than qualified for these jobs offering money that would sustain me and be a help to this organization. Last year, I was working. I was working last year, and I was still having these long discussions, the panels. If you all were here yet last year, and it was nice because honestly, I was comfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was comfortable. I could do this, get to work, knock out work, knock it out the park. I would always say that, like, Father, why can't I do this? Folks are getting jobs all around me. Folks are able to do what I'm asking to do. It's frustrating. And then when you're applying for jobs that aren't there, it's frustrating. Just as I get frustrated doesn't mean I quit, but it's frustrating. And even when you try to do for yourself and you're trying to get your organization to get things done, we have the tools, we have the manpower, we have the capacity. We're still in the system of Babylon. Last year, people gave to this organization because a lot of folks were, it was novel. And we're still doing a great job. That's what I said. This thing is still going to go with or without people's help. Yeah, all we can do is endure. Enduring does get frustrating, though. For those that support, I definitely appreciate it. We appreciate it. For those that volunteer, we appreciate it. If you'd like to support the Covenant Awakenings channel, you can do so at Covenant Awakenings, the Cash App, which is $COVAWK. It's strolling along the ticker. $COVAWK. Definitely appreciate all of the support, family. Because personally speaking, this is not really the where I want to be. Nobody wants to be in a position like this. If you can't support by giving, I no worries. Just please pray for me and pray for the organization. That's all we can do. Pray that the Most High allows these doors to open, that these relationships to go through, that the hindrance of the enemy be off of the organization. See, when you're doing things for the Most High, the Most High allows for things to be hindered. He does. Because at the end of the day, this is all for His glory. I'm not doing anything special. Mike's not doing anything special. Red's not. Sister Shar's not. Sister Fatea's not. The Reeves aren't. The prayer team isn't. The logistics team, the medical team, the cultural engagement team. We're not doing anything special. All we're doing is just serving the Most High. Because we give Him praise and glory in everything we do. See, in Eurocentric Christianity, you can play. You can masquerade. You can pretend. You can wear all the masks that you want. But not here. Judgment is really coming on these folks. And it's coming on our people too. It is. There's a real big cost. And if you want to play the part or you want to actually follow His word, that's something that you all are going to have to find out. As for me, I follow. Yeah, it may cost me. Yeah, there are things stripped away from me. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, bank accounts get closed. Driver's license gets suspended. Registrations get suspended. Yeah, I may not be able to eat for a few days. This is a cost of serving the Most High. See, serving mammon is easy. Oh, pastor's got this, pastor's got that. Yeah, because you're serving mammon. How was life for Paul? And at least Paul would be able to get some work. Imagine the Most High. It's like, man, this system's so wicked. This system's so wicked. I can't even have you go back to work. That's what it feels like. It is what it is. I give the Most High praise and glory. Most High willing, I'll be back tomorrow. And we'll pick it up from there. We'll have roundtable discussion too. Hallelujah. With that said, family, shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom, peace and blessings, Yasharel.